Hello, everybody. Jose Rodriguez here, team leader of the REJ team with eRealty Advisors Inc. Today, I want to go ahead and quickly go over what are the market trends currently in the last 3 months, right? In the spring leading up to the summer of 2024. Have the houses been selling for more? Have they been selling for less here in the Hudson Valley, New York area? I want to go ahead and discuss this because a lot of people seem to be worried about interest rates. Although we aren't going to discuss July data, we are going to discuss June, May, and March and how it compares from last year's June, May, and March in regards to inventory, in regards to how many homes have sold and successfully closed, and also list to sales ratio, which means how many people actually got their asking price or more or less, and are they selling for more than they were selling for last spring leading up to the summer, or are they selling for less, right? So these are the questions that I've been getting from a lot of my clients, and I want to go ahead and share these answers with you guys, not from answers that I think or my opinions, but based on the facts and what's actually going on here in the Hudson Valley, New York area. So let's start it off with today's interest rate, right? What is today's interest rate? Well, as we can see for a 30-year fixed mortgage loan, right, in New York, 20% down, just an average loan, interest rates are as high as 7.4%, right? 15-year fixed, we're looking at 6.7, and we have a 10 to 6 arm 7.47, right? So interest rates are definitely higher than they were last year. I believe that last year around this time it was maybe in the sixes, but still it's relatively lingering around the same spot. The better question to ask is, how has this been impacting the market, right? So what I did was, the MLS allows agents to have statistics, direct statistics as to what's selling based on the input of the listings that every agent is putting on the market, right? Anytime a listing goes live, it's going to be put on in the MLS, right? The multiple listing services. That is where every single agent inputs their listings. So we have direct data as to how many listings are going up, how many of those listings are actually selling, what they're selling for, how many days on market, are they selling faster, are they selling slower, and are they getting their asking price, or are they getting less or more than their asking price? So let's go ahead and take a look at the month of June in the overall Hudson Valley area. So as we can see here in 2023, new listings 4,988. In 2024, which is this year, we have 5,108, right? So more listings this June than last June in 2023. Closed sales. So out of those 4,988 listings, 3,764 actually closed, while this year only 3,200 actually closed. So what does that mean? Well, we have more inventory this year than we did last year. And even though we had more inventory, one would suspect, well, if more houses are selling and we have more inventory, then that means we would definitely sell more than 3,700, which was last year's statistic as to closed sales. But actually, no, it's the contrary. We are seeing less homes sell. And this is just from the June data. I can't wait to take a look at what July is going to feed us, right? That information is going to come out in August. So 3,200 homes have sold the last June, while last year in June, 3,700. So we can see that less houses are actually selling. Days on market, we have 53 on average days on market for last year, 2023 June. And this year we have 48 days on market. So even though less homes are selling this June, those homes that are selling in less days, meaning you can sell a house quicker this time around than last time around, as long as it's positioned in the proper placement. And we'll talk about a little bit of what that is later on today. So median sales price, we're seeing 645,000 was the median sales price of last year, whereas this year 725,000. Percent of original list price received. So last year we are seeing, on average, there was a lot of people receiving 100% of their list price, right? It says 100%, but what does it actually mean, right? Does that mean that every single listing that goes on the market is going to get their asking price? No. What this means is that if somebody prices their home, let's say for 500,000, and they end up selling for 550, the more homes that end up selling for 550 will balance out the houses that sell for less than 500,000, which is the original list price, and then it ends up balancing out based on the total transactions of June into a specific percentage of the original list price received, right? So 100% of the time, well, not 100% of the time, but it's very likely for you to receive 100% of your original list price. And that's great because when it's a different market or a buyer's market, you're not going to be able to see that. But the crazy part is this year in June, we're seeing at 101.2% likelihood, which means that you're actually more likely to receive more than what you're asking for than your list price, right? So if you're putting your house on the market for, let's say, 725,000, you are 1% more likely to get more than your asking price, which is amazing, right? So it's a seller's market, and it goes for the same thing as these last 2 months, right? In May and also in March, we can see that houses on average, the median sales price was 700,000, whereas last year it was 625. Percent of original list price, 98.5% last year, whereas this year 100.3. Same thing with March, right? We can see that the original list price received was 95.8% last year, while this year's 98.2%. And that was last March that just passed by. And then same thing with the median sales price. So we are seeing a gradual increase in home value. We are seeing a gradual increase on people getting more than what they're even asking for in their property. Because again, in June, they got 101.2% on average for their original list price, which is amazing. So what does this all mean? This means that if you're looking to sell your property, this is the best time to sell because houses are selling for more, right? Not even for what you're asking for. They're selling for more. So it's very, very important for you to capitalize on this market and get yourself into a new home if you're planning to relocate, which is also now commenting on the buyer's end. Well, if I sell, then I'm going to have to go buy. And if I have a mortgage at 3%, which is actually why a lot of people aren't selling, right? There's not as many people selling as there were before, right? But why? Because a lot of people are actually afraid to sell because they don't want to lose their interest rate. Why is that? Well, let me tell you something. It's not so much about losing your interest rate as it is to adding more value to the next property that you buy, and then also allowing you to do the things that you want for your own life goals, right? Because I'll tell you right now, if you go buy another property today with 7% interest rate, yeah, you may pay a little bit more within the next 5 to 10 years, right? And those interest rates are going to drop, but guess what? Property value are still going up. So this means that if you purchase another home and interest rates drop 3, 4, 5 years from now you're going to accrue a certain level of equity that you didn't have before in this new home. Allow yourself to refinance and take out some of that equity if you want to now buy another investment. Maybe you want to buy a multifamily and start a real estate portfolio and start investing in real estate, right? And perhaps become a landlord or perhaps become a real estate investor, or maybe you want to put that money in stocks or in your retirement account. There's so many things that you can do and you can take advantage of this equity, right? So now that the time is right for you to sell your property because you're capable of earning as much money as possible, right? The market's higher than it's ever been. Again, in the Hudson Valley, New York area, we are seeing since last June, the median sales price at $725,000. That's amazing, right? So I'm not sure when you bought your property, but it's definitely a great time to sell, and it's also a great time to buy because, again, even if you buy today with high interest rates, you're going to have the ability to refinance 5 years, 10 years down the line. And guess what? Once those interest rates drop, there's going to be even more houses on the market, even more people transacting because now people's money is going to be worth more and they're going to be able to get qualified for more, which is going to now allow the market to continue to grow. So I only see the market continue to increase. If the interest rates kept going high and then property values decreased, then that's one thing. But we're seeing the opposite happening. Interest rates are going high, but home values are going even higher. So it's a great time to buy. It's a great time to sell. It's a great time to transact in real estate. I hope you found this information valuable.